What's up, guys? So yeah, I'm back. I know I haven't made a video in a long time, but on Instagram I put a poll up on whether you guys wanted me to make a video concerning how I started getting into lifting and into bodybuilding. So just decided to make this video. I'm just kind of walking over here, but so I guess I started out lifting. I was about 13 and a half years old, and I was always super small growing up. So, and at that time I was about 95 pounds, and so just growing up I was always super small. I was pretty athletic, used to play baseball, and I was always running and playing with friends. I was always active, and I guess in pretty good shape, you could say, but just always super small. And so I got to a point at that age, I was just tired of being so small. So I got into just lifting at my house. I started just using basically whatever we had. So we had some let's see, ankle weights. I used my book bag from school. I got a pull-up bar. I used dumbbells we had, and I did like push-ups and body weight exercises. We had a little workout machine, but it wasn't much of anything. But that's basically what I used. And I remember, like, I would do squats with ankle weights in my book bag. I would put them in my book bag and hold dumbbells and all kinds of stuff like that. And so those were like the first few months of lifting, what I did. And at the same time, I was also consciously trying to eat more. So I was trying to make myself eat more. And yeah, so I started putting on some weight at the same time as I started working out. And months later, I actually got a weight set from Academy Sports. And so I had a weight set at my house then. It was just like a little squat rack, and I could bench and do free weight movements with it, basically. So I used that all throughout high school. So all throughout high school I was using that. I would lift at my house, and I was basically throughout all that time I was just trying to put on weight. And so basically, I started out about 95 pounds, and at about 13 and a half years old, that was basically right before I entered the 8th grade. And then I continued to lift and put on weight all throughout high school. In my senior year, by the end of my senior year, I got up to about 200 basically. And all that time, ever since I started lifting, was just spent trying to put on weight. And so there was no period of time during my high school years of lifting that I ever tried to lose weight, basically. But yeah, by the end of like I said, by the end of my senior year, got up to about 200 pounds. And obviously I definitely put on some fat. Definitely put on some fat to get to that weight, but I definitely put on a lot of muscle at the same time. And I was never tracking macros at that time. It was always just basically me eating a lot of the same foods. And towards the end, like at my senior year, whenever I got up to 200, basically at the start of my senior year I was about 182, and so that year I put on about 30 pounds from the beginning of my senior year to the end. And so I definitely put on some fat there, but I put on a lot of muscle there. And shoot, there was a lot of force feeding. There was a lot of times I threw up. I was never hungry, no appetite at all. I'm telling you, it was just, eating was like the biggest chore. It was terrible. I would eat so slow. It was just unreal. And so basically, yeah, it was during that, after my senior year, as I was entering close to the beginning of my freshman year of college, that I was thinking about potentially competing and doing a show. So basically I guess I could also backtrack and talk about how during that period of time when I was lifting, I started watching people on YouTube, and that's how I learned a lot about training and working out and putting on muscle. Was you know, just through YouTube, watching people on YouTube, and I got, you know, I started watching people like Chris Jones with his Physiquely Greatness channel, and Matt Ogus, and through Matt Ogus I got into 3DMJ, and obviously, you know, thanks to him and then learning about 3DMJ, that's how I, you know, started my prep, was by, you know, working with 3DMJ, basically at the beginning of my freshman year of college, when I decided I wanted to compete. But the funny thing was, is actually, during that time when I was thinking about actually competing, I didn't feel like I had enough muscle. And the one thing that really convinced me to, I guess, decide to prep was the fact that I was, you know, just about to turn 19, and I wanted to compete as a teen, in the teen class. So I was thinking, okay, well, this is, if I'm going to do it, I better do it this year, or this coming up year. So, but yeah, I contacted, you know, 3DMJ, started working with them, and so my prep was basically November of, so basically towards the end of 2017, about November is when I started dieting, and my show was in July of 2018 at the Muscle Mayhem in Sacramento, California. And the coolest thing about that was that, you know, that was the same show I watched a lot of these guys on YouTube do, like Matt Ogus and Chris Lovato. I saw those guys, you know, I followed them, and I saw them compete there on YouTube. I remember watching the videos of them years ago, and I didn't think I would be on that same stage. So that was super cool, and obviously just getting to work with 3DMJ and meet them was crazy. And it was just such a mind-blowing experience for me, because you know, my social media, or my Instagram in particular, it really blew up a lot from that prep, and it was just really, it was kind of overwhelming for me, I guess you could say. And it was just mind-blowing to think there were so many people that supported me, and, you know, were just spreading this positivity. It was unreal. And just, I guess, through this past prep, it's just amazing to see the natural bodybuilding community, and just how supportive they, you know, everyone is of each other. And so yeah, it was just such an amazing experience. And that was really my first time ever dieting down, was, you know, my first prep ever. So I went from around 210, which is about the heaviest I got to, was averaging about 210 pounds. I dieted down from there to around 167. The lowest I think I weighed in on the scale was 165. But yeah, it was definitely an experience, because having never dieted down at all, going from that to dieting down to, you know, competition, you know, ready levels of body fat, was something I just did not, you know, I just didn't know what to expect through it. And so it did become a challenge. And there were times towards the end of prep I did binge. There were a few times I did, and obviously I look back now, and, you know, I regret those times, those things like that, which, you know, in the moment, it's like, you know, you think it's going to feel good, but the feeling afterwards is just so much worse than that small, you know, feeling of satisfaction you get in that immediate moment, you know. So lessons learned for sure from that, but overall, you know, it was just an awesome experience. And so yeah, that's basically, I guess, how I got into bodybuilding. I guess there's not too much else to say, but if you guys want me to start making more videos, then just let me know. I don't know how to really edit videos or anything, but I definitely could start posting a little bit more. Currently, I have dropped down to around 186 from 200. I'm doing like a little cut right now, but we'll see. I might drop down to about 180, and then I'm planning to get back up to maybe around 200 by the end of this year, and we'll see how things go from there. But yeah, I just wanted to make this little video for you guys and see what you guys think. Hopefully it's not too long, but just let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to start making more videos, I can definitely do that. And again, I just sincerely appreciate all the support. All you people that you know, follow me on Instagram and just started following my journey in natural bodybuilding. It means a lot. It really does. And I just can't thank you guys enough. So yeah, just if you enjoyed this video, just like it and comment down below if you want me to start making more. But I'll see you guys later, and don't forget, let the physique speak.